makes you trip somebody. But one game, he was down. They didn't play for 8 or 9 days, but it's one game, and it's Coach K can do whatever he wants to do. He doesn't have to punish somebody to placate me. It's like I can't tell you how to discipline your own kids if they do something wrong. Or if a coach says, hey, this is what I'm going to do with the player. Now, can we critique it? Like when Commissioner Goodell sat out Ray Rice for 2 games, was I critical of that? Yes.
Already this morning.
They're all cleaned out, though. We're ready to go. See, we got the carpet cleaner. We're ready to roll here.
Go ahead.
Cute puppy, though. It's a poodle, and we have a miniature pinscher here, too. So we're excited to get the pet show going. Are you ready, Ron?
I am ready.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome in. It's the PAWSitively Petland Show. 800 KXIC, KXIC.com, where you can find the podcast, or on YouTube. You can watch the show and you can see the poodle and the miniature pinscher we have here in studio. At some point, Ron, you should get the miniature pinscher there on the camera there too, so the viewers can see him or her a little bit more docile than the other. The poodle is the aggressive one. And both of them are fully cleaned out here. We had a little poop parade that took place, and maybe we can segue that into the show here today, because that might be something that's annoying our listeners out there. They have a pet that they can't potty train, or that's one of the resolutions that they want to do is get that new puppy potty trained, or an older dog that's making accidents, so maybe that's one of the resolutions. That's what we're going to talk about. It's a new year. New Year's upon us. That's the theme today. Is we're looking at New Year's resolutions for your pets and ways that you can help them. We're going to talk about diet and exercise. We're going to talk about some of the things that humans do for resolutions and translate that into pets. We also are going to have our breed of the week, which is, Ron?
The Newfoundland.
Look at this. Pull it on. I'll go take care of that. Tell us a little bit about this. Just to give our listeners an idea, the poodle, which has been really a kind of a troublemaker here today with all the pooping and pulling on the carpet. Now they're pulling on the blinds, so I have to pull the strings up. As I do that, tell us about the breed of the week and then what else we're going to talk about.
So we're going to start off with the Newfoundland. So this giant breed, this is that one that you see walking down the street. It looks like a big bear kind of a thing. So we're going to review that breed. Is that the right breed for you? That's the question we always like to pose for you and then review it. We're going to then talk about New Year's resolutions, like what Jay talked about, and how you can help your pet through these New Year's resolutions. We're going to have some really nice, easy ones that tackle some pretty big problems. Weight gain. How do we handle that with our pets? We're going to talk about some easy resolutions there. And then we're going to go to American Premium Natural Treats. It's a long name, but it is a small family out of Wisconsin that makes this great dog food, great treats. We just brought the treats in yesterday, and I wanted to just talk about them so that you understand them. You can come in and actually get a free sample of it, in fact, and see if your dog likes them. But we're going to learn about these treats and find out how they're actually beneficial to your dog too.
Good deal. That should be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. We're gonna continue on with the resolutions as the theme here today. We're gonna have our amazing pet story of the week, so we'll bring you that as well, and then we will also get you all the different topics that we just talked about. So listen for that. And also be sure to stop by Petland of Iowa City, Lower Muscatine, the place to be for your new year. Get your New Year's off on the right foot, and stop by and get some of these items that we're going to talk about today that'll help you out. So we'll talk about that. You actually have one of the items in here, and people who listen to my show have likely heard me talk about the top entry cats box, the ugliest cats box in the world.
Yes,
but it works.
It wins that award.
It works. It really does. And I have firsthand knowledge of it to tell you about that. I used to have to sweep up the litter every day. It was a daily task that really kind of annoyed me. And I just didn't think there's anything else I could do. I just thought that's part of the deal. You got to sweep up around the litter box. But that's gone down to probably once or twice a month now because of the fact that the top entry cats box, there's no way for them. They can get in there and kick around all they want, but they enter from the top. So when they kick around, all that litter stays in the box where it's supposed to stay. And so you've got that item here today too. So we're going to get into all these topics. We're going to have a lot of fun with the show, as we always do. And we thank you for hanging out with us here for the PAWSitively Petland Show. We'll continue to keep you in the loop with all the latest local news as well here on KXIC. Now it's time for the amazing pet story of the week. Big voice guy.
It's time for the amazing pet story of the week.
What's that? Hold on one second. He's whispering.
What is he saying?
He said his New Year's resolutions to be nicer. So, he's been such a mean guy to us over the year, to me specifically. So, all right.
Yeah, I hear some.
We'll see how that
those
goes.
Stories you tell me when I'm not even in the studio and what he does.
Well,
Gosh.
he's such a, now that he's out of the room, I can talk about him. He's got that big voice, so he thinks he's this big radio star, and so he's got a bit of an attitude. He's kind of cocky, and he thinks, oh, I'm big voice guy, so I'll ask him to do a voiceover, and he gets it to me like 3 weeks later after I need it because he's so big and such a celebrity. So.
My time is in demand.
Yes, yeah, big voice guy. So anyway, I love that we've been doing that for years, the big voice guy bit. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a hero dog who shows up Lassie and uses an iPhone to call 911. Move over, Lassie. There's a new dog in town, Major. A Labrador retriever spends his day with Terry McGlade, a U.S. Marine who suffers from PTSD and seizures after being wounded in Afghanistan. McGlade had seizure earlier this month, and Major, a trained rescue dog, knew exactly what to do. He pawed at the iPhone and actually able to get the phone out of his pocket. And Major repeatedly called 911 by repeatedly stepping on the phone screen for several seconds, alerting concerned dispatchers who eventually heard McGlade having a seizure in the background. And McGlade says the dog called 911 a total of 10 times, so found a way to keep calling over and over again, which is kind of amazing that he was able to do that. But when medics arrived, they were able to save him. And the hero dog is Major, who actually called 911 to save his owner's life. It is 9:20. Oh, no, it's not. I'm going to have to. I almost gave the time, and it's not going to be right. In 3, 2, 1. That's the amazing pet story of the week. Coming up, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. We'll have our breed of the week. And Ron, as we go to break, tell us about your store.
We're Petland of Iowa City, home of the $5 nail trim. No appointments necessary. Just bring your vaccination schedules, and we'll keep it on file for you. We also do a buy 10, get one free on all of our dog and cat food. So we track it for you. You don't even have to do anything, and then it's a party when you get that free one. That's somewhere between 30 to 60. Actually, there's some foods in our store now over $100. Those are crazy, those high quality foods, but we've got them all over the price range for you. And we do that buy 10, get one free over time. We track it for you. And then just also come in and have fun, play. We love having you come in, socialize with our pets. You make them even more social than they already are, and you get to have some fun along the way. And occasionally, somebody takes one home.
That's right.
And that's fun, too.
And I'm sure these two aren't going to last very long. They're going to find a happy home soon enough. A miniature pinscher and a poodle here in studio. They are adorable. Check out the YouTube channel. You can check out the Positively Petland show there. Listen to the audio of the podcast at KXIC.com. We'll be right back with more after this. 800 KXIC morning host Jay Capron here with Ron Salzer from Petland of Iowa City. What are we going to talk about on the show this week, Ron?
We are going to talk about the bear-like, grizzly-like Newfoundland with a very, very wonderful personality. We're going to also then talk about your pet's New Year's resolution, how you can help them be a better pet. And then finally, treats from American Natural Premium, coconut colada. I think I want to have that treat.
Yum. Well, that's the Positively Petland show Sunday mornings at 9 and at KXIC.com. Perfect.
I love spontaneity.
Yeah, it's good. All right, we're back to it. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland show, 800 KXIC, KXIC.com. I'm Jay Capron, Ron Salzrud here with Petland of Iowa City, and we're talking pets, New Year's resolutions. We're going to talk about the Newfie. What's a Newfie? Let's find out. breed of the week right now, right?
Yes, and we're actually going to have something. I love this book. We review these breeds via the AKC book, and if you are ever interested in getting a very comprehensive, but yet brief on a lot of different breeds, we're reading from the American Kennel Club, AKC, the new complete. That's a funny word. The complete. There is nothing left undone. Dog book, 21st edition. Today's going to be a case in point. It's a really wonderful book to read through if you're into this kind of a thing. On this Newfoundland, we're actually going to read an epitaph on a gravestone that describes the Newfoundland. And
Really?
it's important. It's an important part of the history of the Newfoundland. So
interesting.
All right, getting into the history, they're from
Newfoundland.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Am I right?
Here we're gonna get into the mystery of that. Yeah, I believe it is. There is much uncertainty about the origin of the Newfoundland. Some think his ancestors are a combination of indigenous Indian dogs interbred with the Great Pyrenees, brought to Newfoundland by the Basque fishermen, or dogs brought to North America by the Vikings. So that's
interesting.
Yeah, that goes all over the place. At any rate, a breed evolved that was particularly suited to its island of origin. Large dogs with sufficient size and strength to perform the tasks required of them. Skipping a little further into the history, we know of no better description of Newfoundland character than the famous epitaph on the monument of Lord Bryan's estate at Newstead Abbey in England. So here it reads, let's see, this is somewhat short. Near this spot are deposited the remains of one who possessed beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. This praise, which would be unmeaning flattery, I'm not getting that one, if inscribed over human ashes, is but a tribute to the memory of Boatswain, a dog who was born in Newfoundland May 1803 and died in Newstead November 18th, 1808. It just was, I thought that was interesting that there's an epitaph that they quote in the AKC book. So going on to, is this the right breed for you? The best known traits of Newfoundlands are their intelligence, loyalty, and sweet nature. With proper training, Newfoundlands are willing to help their owners perform any necessary task. This dog is definitely brought up doing tasks. However, the breed is known to possess instinct to act independently with responsibility when rescue work demands it. Isn't that kind of just interesting?
It
they
is
go
interesting.
on and on about just different little, things about the dog that has been noticed over the years. The Newfie puppy is outgoing, intelligent, and curious, never timid, skittish, or aggressive. That's a breed you want right there. Daily human contact is absolutely essential for any Newfoundland. Time spent with his people, whether working, being groomed, playing, or cuddling, is what this dog lives for. There is nothing more captivating than an adorable Newfoundland puppy, but the novice owner should be aware that this cute little teddy bear rapidly grows to grizzly size. He also can have the propensity to drool and shed profusely.
It's good to know, though.
Yeah,
be prepared
that's a
for
good.
that.
I think overall, I don't know if there's much I can add to how they described it. It is a giant breed. It is going to be a shedder. This is a breed that was designed for mountainous, kind of colder climates. When we get into the summer months, this is a breed that I wonder if a good grooming is needed to reduce the amount of insulation around the dog. And there's some debates out there. Some people will be disagreeing with me right there, and I acknowledge that and respect your opinion on that as well. But I have seen these giant Bernese, in fact, that would get shaved every summer. And man, you can see behavioral changes immediately. Go from lethargic, always laying around looking for the vent kind of a thing in the house. And this customer that does that shaving, when they come back, holy cow, the dog's got energy, he's running around, it's having fun, and all that kind of stuff. So I know there's some theories on why that coat should be on there, a whole temperature kind of maintaining thing, but it is an insulating layer. And so it's something that you'll want to discover for yourself on this breed. It also will help with that shedding aspect of things. So if you're seeing a big shed, usually is because it's getting warmer. And so now you can help that dog along, but you also help yourself with that shedding aspect. So things you need to know about getting into a Newfoundland.
All right, good deal. It's the breed of the week, the Newfoundland, a big dog with a big personality, and sounds like they just love helping people, and they're good companions. So you can look for Newfoundlands at the at Petland of Iowa City, because they are going to be part of the family there. Those are going to be dogs that are going to be available at Petland of Iowa City soon enough. And so we move on. New Year's resolutions. Ron, everyone's trying to find ways to, reflect upon their lives, how they get better. We're going to talk about how dogs can improve themselves.
So the first one that I want to talk about is one that we share with them, and then we're always seeing them to try to lose weight, kind of a thing. And that is a popular New Year's resolution. And it's something that you can have a dramatic, direct effect on your pet. And we can apply this to dogs, we can apply it to cats, we can apply it to other animals within our, what we have as pets and everything. Overweight isn't good typically for us, and it's not good for them. And how we can impact them is we have control of that food for them. I think a lot of people fall into the trap of dramatic improvement quickly, and that is not the way to do it. You want to do this gradually over time. You might be the person that said, I tried this, Ron, and my dog just, gave me those puppy looks and begging and all sorts of things, and just was protesting. And I can't deal with that. We're going to talk about how to handle, or actually how to eliminate that whole situation. All of those situations took somebody that was like a cup and they half and said, "I'm going to feed you half. We're going to cut this down now." Yeah, of course. Feel hungry sooner, not be satisfied right at the beginning as well. And so they're going to look at you and go, "Ooh, is this it? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to be able to get to the next meal." Or if you're feeding them food scraps, realize that Anna said that was probably the wrong thing to do as far as feeding them food scraps. We don't fully get their dietary needs. And so when we feed them things off the table, you're feeding them proportionally probably the wrong stuff.
I wonder what percentage of our listeners that are dog owners feed food scraps to their dogs.
I don't, that is a good question, because I don't know too many people that acknowledge it.
I think that there are people who do it and it's just a little treat here and there, but I think that there's people who do it way too much. I know I'm thinking of some specific person that I know gives French fries and other stuff.
What's the age of that person?
Older.
Yes, that's where I was going with it too.
I don't know. Is it an older thing?
Yeah, I wonder if it is.
It kind of makes me cringe, but I just, it's not my, it's not my business. But I just think it's because it's regular. It's not like once in a while. It's pretty regular that the dog's eating that kind of stuff, and that's just not. It's going to be a shorter lifespan. It's just, I think there's, I guess you can't say for sure, but it's unhealthy for the
right.
dog,
And you can do away with it, and you can guide them to something else. And you're probably some listeners going, "Yeah, I got myself into this mess. There ain't no way out of it," because they're going to continue to bag, even though you're not doing it, giving them anything. They will go away after a while.
Maybe give
over time.
Maybe give them some treats that are better for them.
Right. Well, our Thanksgiving tactic, and that is give them a good, healthy amount of food right before you eat your Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter dinner. And I throw in canned food in there, which is a lot of water, less calories as a result. And so it's not a fattening kind of a thing. So canned food is actually a great way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the key thing here, here's the trick for all of this talk. Take the cup that you're measuring out the food for your dog. I want you to put a line around that cup. Approximately, where are you filling it up to? Put that line there. Have everybody agree on that line too, because I have 4 people feeding our dogs at home, and that's why we do have a line on it. Hey, don't go over that line. This is how much Callie Susie eats. Now I want you to put it a millimeter or two lower. That's it. That's all you got to do. Don't make this be a big deal. You just take it a little bit. So a month from now or 2 weeks from now, hey, you know, my dog, just isn't quite where I need him to be. I'm not really seeing an effect or whatever. Another 2 millimeters. Just bring it down gradually. And you're going to soon find all of a sudden that fat layer is going to start dripping away for your dog, your cat, your hamster, whatever it is. And you're going to notice that
are overweight hamsters a problem?
Oh my goodness, there are some big hamsters.
Are there really?
There. Yeah. Oh my goodness. With small animals, the trick there is you can continue to feed them the pellet, but feed them grasses. Grasses is the bulk, and so they feel full, and then they stop eating. So just keep on moving that line down further and further. In fact, you know how you're buying that weight management food right now? You can stop. Go back to the fully loaded product. Again, cut down a little bit. But now you're going to spend less money. Do you realize that I'm saving you money right now? Because you're feeding less. If you go back to the normal product, not the weight management product, you're going to feed less of that than you would the weight management. The weight management, all it does is take the calories out. They decrease it by a certain percentage. I've talked with all the manufacturers about this and said, hey, is it okay if I just feed them a normal product, but just feed less of it? Isn't that doing the same thing? They said resoundingly, yes, but we're Americans. We like to, feed the dog, with a big cup of food and all that. And they said that's why they developed it.
Yeah, and I could see why it works as a it's a sales tactic type thing. As you see, I've got a heavy dog. This brand says it's weight loss.
They're meeting the market need,
right?
Yeah. I can't fault them for what they're doing with weight management products. People demanded it, and I get it. Just like there are other varieties out there doing different things. So that's reducing. So you can do this with your cat, you can do this with your dog or your other pet. Just feed them a little less, not a dramatic amount. So moving on, let's go over to the cat side of things. Did you know that your cat just talked with me this morning about it? Your cat told me that they are really struggling with the tracking issue and just saying, I feel bad. I get out of the litter box. It's stuck in my little paws. I'm trying to get it out. I shake it, and I know it gets everywhere. And I know my little owner, that's the way they refer to their owner, their little owner, it is irritated with it, but I just don't know what to do. Here is your solution. When we at our house and Jay at his house went from, how you have those side entry litter boxes or the
standard,
basin,
the standard box. They enter from the side. Yep.
All of those. Just think about this. This is so logical. When they are in there and they come out and then they start raking their paws on the mats and stuff that you have out, they're already out of the litter box. Where does this stuff go? Unless you pick the mat up on a regular basis and all that, it starts propagating throughout your house. So somebody a long time ago said, gosh, I think if you put the hole on the top of the box, they'll come out on the top. And they did it. And it's a fun experiment to do at your house. It's called the Clever Cat cat box. And you're going to put it in there. There's a little bit of, my cat, is it going to get confused? They even address that issue. You're going to leave the top of the box off. And then in 5 days, you're going to put it back on and they're going to get it. They're going to just go right into the hole and do it. But what you're going to find out is your cat comes out of the top. So they're still within the tub kind of a thing. And they're going to start raking their paws on the top of the box. And then they literally will push it back into the hole, most of it. It is amazing. It's one of those things. Why do we even have side entry litter boxes? I have no clue.
Yeah.
This thing makes so much sense.
I remember when we got ours, I thought this is just so simple. And it's by the time they get out, most of the tracking, it helps out in a huge way. And then also, I don't have this problem, but I know that it does help if people have dogs that like to get into the box too, because the dog, with the side entry box, they just pop their head right in there. And if they want to take a sniff around or whatever, they can do that. But with the top entry, it's got a hole. So the dog doesn't want to put its head in that hole. And it's harder for them to do. I would imagine a bigger dog might be able to get in there, but
they don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't want to put their head. I think it's probably a natural instinct. Don't put your head in a
In
hole,
right?
a muskrat might bite you, kind of a thing. So they don't put their head in the hole, so they don't eat the poop. So the two things that the Clever Cat cat litter box does immensely great is decreases tracking. So you'll help your cat attain their New Year's resolution that they told me personally. They said they want to stop this for you. This box will do that. I went from sweeping every 3 days at a minimum to maybe once a month. That's the dramatic change you're going to see. So that's the step one.
Mm-hmm.
Step two is the Silica Power Mix litter. This is something that I've discovered, and I've got the brand that works even the best. You don't have to. Here, your cat told me, I feel bad that they have to scoop those urine clumps. And they said it that blankly to me. I feel bad that they have to scoop those urine clumps. Can you figure out a way to stop that? Because I want to be as low maintenance to my little owner, as possible. And so we got it. We figured it out. And it's the Silica Power Mix. It is a product that when they urinate, the bead, the crystal absorbs up the urine into it. You're like, how does this happen? I don't know. It's an absorbent, and it works really well. There is no fluid or liquid rocking around in there. It goes into the pellet itself. You don't have to now scoop that out of there. This thing like grabs it and won't let go of it, including the smell. Whatever litter you're using, guarantee you're smelling it. You're like going, oh my gosh, I love this cat, but if I could get rid of the smell. So the second thing it does really good is it removes that smells from your house. I have zero cat smell in my house because of the Silica Power Mix that we have at Petland, Iowa City. It's in a purple bag. We sell more of this than all of our other litters combined. That's how much somebody uses it. They go, holy crap. This is really good. That was a pun, by the way.
Yeah.
It was because we're talking about litter box.
I get it.
All right.
That's not one of the bad words you can't say on TV or on radio.
So then that's the Silica Power Mix. It will also help with the tracking side of things a little bit because the beads are a little bit bigger, so they don't go into the paws as much. So you're going to decrease your tracking even more there. And then finally, if you go, hey, I'll check into that litter box, but I'm not sure and all that, because this will eliminate the dog eating the poop thing.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's chocolate. Okay. All right. Your dog talked with me yesterday.
You can speak dog and cat.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. And the dog said, hey, I got a problem. I just love to eat that cat poop. And I know it's gross. I know, but I just can't help myself. I just keep on doing it. Either please get that Clever Cat box for the cat, or please get the product that you can feed to the cat. It's called Out of My Box. Listen, Out of My Box.
It's got a big bulldog on it too, and it's a way to keep. It makes the poop not taste so good, huh?
Yes. So you feed this to your cat. It is a tasty treat.
The cat's like
tastes like a treat.
Yeah.
And it makes the poop not good to the dog, and the dog will stop eating the cat poop. So here's a product that you can feed to your cat. So if you're feeding treats to your cat, make this be the treat. And now the dog will go, whoa, that poop really smells like poop. I'm not going to eat it. And so it's another way.
It's amazing that they would like the taste of that, but for whatever reason, we're not going to get into that. Yeah, it's nature.
Animals eat poop, and we don't get it, but they do. And
thankfully, we don't.
It's not in our biology.
But it's a way to stop that, because it is gross. I mean, some people get really grossed out by that, and people are probably grossed out that we're even talking about it. But here's a way to stop it.
So your dog told me about this. Make sure you get this to help them with their New Year's resolution to stop eating the cat poop. All right. There's a whole nother group of customers out there that are saying, okay, your dog came to me and talked with me. It's not the cat poop that I like to eat. We don't even have a cat. I don't care about that. It's the other dog. I just like to eat the other dog's poop.
Oh,
isn't this gross? You know what? They actually have a name for it. It's called coprophagia. So going into my box of fun stuff here.
Yeah, when you feed the dogs.
This one feeds to the dogs, and it makes so you got to think through this. So what poop is the dog eating? Its own? Then you feed this treat to
your
that
your
dog.
own dog. Yeah.
Is the dog eating the poop of your other dog? then feed this treat to that other dog.
This might be our grossest conversation ever. But real life problems that people are having with their dogs. So we bring it to the show.
So I like this. So this product is what you would feed to the dog. So similar to what the cat formula is about, but that one's directed and tastes good to cats. This one is directed to the dog, tastes good to dogs. Plus, it has a breath aid in it. And anybody that has this issue with their dog will go, oh, I like that breath aid. I think I'm going to get that for that purpose.
A big kiss after that. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. That's a good topic to talk about, though. I'm glad that we got it. It's a problem that people are having. It's gross. We get that, but this can stop it.
Right. Do we have more time to go on to the more?
You know what? We're getting...
Because we still have to do the treats.
Yeah. So why don't we make this a two-part show?
We can do that.
Yeah,
yes.
But we do have to take a break because next week you won't be here. But we'll return to this topic.
Okay, sounds
Our
good.
loyal listeners will find us for sure, and we'll get back to the more New Year's resolutions. It'll still be January when we do that show, but we got to get to the treat part right now because we're running out of time. So what is the treat this week?
Right now for the puppies in the studio was my computer cord. I was like, this whole time I'm hearing munchies. Well, there's a Velcro side to it, but they were also chewing on the cord. And we all know that, don't do that.
That's not good. And they didn't get through it, though. Thankfully.
Not at all. No.
Good. So
all right, they are at the base of my chair here. They're cuddling. All right. So the treat is by American Natural Premium. This one that I'm looking at is Coconut Colada. And we're going to talk about that one specifically. But we also have Sardine and Kelp. We have bison bites and chicken bites.
Bison
bites.
The
bites. Yeah. So this coconut colada, coconut is great for healthier skin and coats and all that kind of stuff. Coconut can aid in preventing infection, decrease allergic reactions, and boost the immune system. The combination of coconut and clove works as an odor neutralizer, assisting with... We're going back on that thing, assisting with foul-smelling breath. So you can get this treat. It's a little biscuit. It's actually healthy for your pet. It's called Coconut Colada. The healthy part, 12% protein. So it's about a little less than half of what dog food would be. So it's just a treat. That's what it's supposed to be. 5% fat. That's not much, so it's not going to bulk up your dog. 5% crude fiber. Well, fiber is good for your dog. It aids in the digestive system, makes for a little firmer stool. So it's a really good thing. Here's some ingredients: coconut, chickpeas, tapioca, canola oil, pumpkin, cranberries, cinnamon, nutmeg, yogurt powder, cloves. That combination, I'm not sure I would actually enjoy, but I mean, all those different ingredients, holy cow, that is a really nice, healthy treat. So we have these in the store. We actually have some samples as well. So if you wanted to just try a sample, take it home to your dog and then come back and buy a bag. Your dog is going to love it and your dog is going to benefit from it.
Good deal. All right. Well, I think we set a record by talking about poop as many times as we did today, but that's one of the issues that people have with their dog, and we can hopefully help you solve that with some of these products that Ron talked about today. For Ron Salzard, I'm Jay Caper, and this has been the PAWSitively Petland Show on AM 800 KXIC and on YouTube. You can check out our YouTube channel. We have a poodle and a miniature pincher in studio, and you can check these two pups out if they're still available. The poodle is apricot, and the miniature pincher is black and brown, like you would normally see, right?
Brown and tan.
Brown and tan.
It's a chocolate
miniature pincher, and they are beautiful dogs. Check out all the beautiful pups at Petland of Iowa City. $5 nail trims. Buy 10, get one free for all the dog and cat food that's available. And anything else, Ron?
Can't beat the $5.
Can't beat the $5 nail trim. Until next week, I'm Jay Caper, and that's Ron Salzard. Bye.